What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with a brand new video, and today we've got our F1 2014 Monaco Grand Prix preview, the 6th round of the 19 rounds of the F1 2014 season. And first of all, we'll be running through the Drivers' Championship after 5 rounds of Australia, Malaysia, China, Bahrain, and then very recently Spain. So then at the top of the Driver Championship with 100 points is Lewis Hamilton, 3 points ahead is his teammate Nico Rosberg, then it's Alonso, Vettel, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Button, Magnussen, Perez, Kimi Raikkonen in 11th, and it's Massa, Grosjean, Verne, Fiat is the last point scorer down in 15th. Then you have Sutil, Gutierrez, Chilton, Kobayashi, Maldonado, Ericsson and Bianchi all yet to get off the mark, and they'll all be hoping that Monaco could present an opportunity then to score. Particularly Sauber, I think, will be targeting points from this weekend. We know they don't have the pace, but with a bit of luck, and sort of the best luck does come around Monaco with so many people usually not finishing. It does propose the opportunity to get a surprise result, and maybe a Marussia or Caterham could get in the points, but that's very unlikely unless we have a very low finishing count. But anyway then, should we look at what happened then last year in the 2013 Monaco Grand Prix? Well, Nico Rosberg got pole by a 10th from his teammates, so expect Rosberg to be really challenging Hamilton in qualifying. He really needs this result, and he also beat him in the race by a good margin. He won, obviously, last year, his only Grand Prix of 2013. So one of 2 Grand Prix he won in 2013 was around Monaco. And he did a really good job last year, and I think this year he just needs to do the same, just needs to beat his teammates. And I think it'll be a similar story to last year, with the Mercedes and the Red Bull actually being really close, unlike the first 5 rounds of the season, because I think that, with there not being very many long straights, or there isn't really a long straight around Monaco, where Mercedes are so good, it could all depend on downforce and the chassis of the car, and Red Bull certainly look to have the best chassis, so maybe we could even see a Red Bull nick ahead of the Mercedes, and it would be really great to see Vettel or Ricciardo take the win ahead of the Mercedes, because it'll just nice to be a bit of a change, because I know a lot of people are getting very bored of the this season so far after they've just been dominated by the Mercedes cars. But I think the Red Bulls could be really strong around here, and I think actually people could actually be supporting Vettel to actually beat Hamilton and Rosberg. I know I was willing one in a few rounds ago, I think, as well in qualifying, and it could all depend on the qualifying result. Could also decide the podium. Last year we only saw Lewis Hamilton out of the big 4 really changing. His downfall led to Vettel and Webber being merged to replace, but usually the winner is from pole position. If we do look at the previous few winners, it's quite, no one's really been dominating in recent years. It has sort of been Red Bull before last year, but really, if you look at the last year's winners, then, well, Nico Rosberg won it in 2013, but he got Mark Webber, who isn't around anymore. Vettel's only won it once, Hamilton's only won it once, Button's only won it once, Alonso's won it twice, but that was way back in 2006 to 2007, so no one's really an expert at this track in modern day Formula 1, and I think that's what we're really lacking. Someone like Senna, who was very good around Monaco, we don't really have that anymore. No one's really consistent. But I think Sebastian Vettel will be really good around here, and maybe even Daniel Ricciardo, but it's going to be tough for him to beat Vettel around here. I think this is the race where Vettel is really going to pronounce his name. He's really going to come back and beat his teammates, which really he has to do, in case, he could then, lose for the rest of the season. That will really play down on his morale. But as for the rest of the field, then we've covered Mercedes and Red Bull. They should be right at the top. Then you've got Ferrari, who are probably going to be roundabout better than the rest, maybe with Lotus and Williams and Force India. It's been such a close battle. Force India kind of never really run well here. Sutil did last year, but they're not traditionally circuit that they do well at. I think in the next few rounds where they do very well, so I think they'll just be looking forward to them. But I think a double points finish would be a very good result for Perez and Hulkenberg. McLaren just really hoping to score points, hopefully at a track that they're the most successful constructor around Monaco. Hopefully they can get back on track and get back to scoring points, because they haven't scored since Malaysia, and they've had 3 rounds of double non-points finishes, and that's not what you want to be seeing from such a successful constructor like McLaren. So they're hoping to get back on track. Also, I've mentioned Williams in Force India. They'll be close. I think Williams could nick a very good result around here, but we'll have to see. This will really depend on the chassis and hopefully Lotus as well. Although this is not Grosjean's strongest track at all. I think he's crashed both years here in 2012 and 2013 quite dramatically. And then Maldonado, I think it'll just be an achievement for him to finish the weekend without crashing, but that could be quite unlikely. We'll have to see, as he's crashed actually in every Grand Prix weekend so far in 2014. Moving on to Toro Rosso, they seem to not have the pace to score points in Spain. They were quite off the pace with a retirement for Verne and Fiat not scoring, coming home in 14th. So they'll be hoping for maybe just nicking that last point as they've done in Australia, Malaysia and China. As for Sauber, like I mentioned before, it'll be a good opportunity for them as well as Caterham and Marussia. But we'll round out this video then with my top 3 prediction, and this is really tough for me, but I do think that Lewis Hamilton is going to win. I can't see anyone else winning really, apart from Nico Rosberg. I think it's going to be Hamilton from Rosberg, then I'm going to put Sebastian Vettel, and I think those all could be quite close, and then Daniel Ricciardo in 4th, and then I'll put in 5th, I think, Fernando Alonso. He always seems to have good races, like this one. But yeah, I was racing then. I really hope you enjoyed this preview. Be sure to put your top 3 or top 5 or even top 10 down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.